Hi guys, it's Miss Tia. I hope you had a ton of fun on Tuesday with the project we did where we used our hand to make a tree of strength. And you all thought of things that either gave you strength or that you enjoyed doing that you wrote down on the leaves of your tree that would help you to maybe just have an idea if you are struggling with something. You can go back and be like, oh my gosh, look at all these amazing things that give me strength and that I can do during this hard time. So, today we're going to be doing a little bit of a exercise that helps you get to know yourself more and helps you to understand yourself better. So, the tools that we're going to be using today to do our project. We are going to be doing some more watercolor because I thought watercolor is super fun. If you don't want to use watercolor, you can use your markers that you have with you. Because pretty sure you all have some markers with you. You can use those if you really want to instead of the watercolors. But watercoloring is a lot of fun, so let's do that. Okay. You're also obviously going to need some paper. Paper is very important to have. You're going to need the paintbrush. You can't watercolor without the paintbrush, right? And you're going to need the watercolors. Now, something that I thought I'd tell you, when you use watercolors, I know on Tuesday it looked like some of us were struggling. You want to put some water, you get the water and you put it down on your paper. So you put it on your paper and then you can take the color and you dip it in the paint and you put it in and then it all spreads out, okay? And it's really wet, so we're gonna just leave it on the paper. So you don't want to use it like regular paint where you dip it in and then pull it a little across your paper. Get the water, mix it with the paint, get the water down on your paper, mix it. A little bit of watercolor can go a really long way. So, there are other ways to use watercolor. You can get it, if you want it thicker, you get just the watercolor in the thing and use a lot of water there and use in a really little spot. Or you put the water on the paper, you dip it in, and then you just control where it is. So you can use a lot of control with watercolor. Put the water in a little spot on the paper, put the paint in that little spot, and then you can control where that goes too. So, those are just some things to think about while we're working with our watercolors. But let's talk more about what we're actually going to be thinking about today. So, today we're going to be using our imaginations. Can you guys all use your imaginations? I bet you can. Your imagination is a really amazing thing. It can take you to places you've never been before. It can take you away from the place you're in right now. There are so many things your imagination can do. And your imagination can also tell you a lot about yourself. What you're thinking, how you're feeling, and it can help you to understand yourself better, and it can help you to lead yourself into a better place. So, today we're just going to be thinking, using our imaginations, and trying to figure out ourselves a little more. So, I'm going to tell you all a short little story, and then we're going to go into the actual painting that we're going to do, okay? Alright, so for now, I want you all to just get comfortable. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to listen to what I'm telling you. Use your imaginations. You can do it. So close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. And just get yourself into a spot where you can imagine anything. So, you're walking down in through the forest. It could be any kind of forest you want. It could be full of happy trees and sunlight, or it could be a dark forest. Whatever kind of forest you're in, it's okay. You're just walking down the path through this forest. As you're walking down the path, you come across a cave. Any kind of cave, doesn't matter what. You go into the cave. As you go into the cave, the first thing you see is a treasure. I don't know what the treasure is. It can be different for every one of you. But whatever that treasure is, you see it, and it's amazing. Keep breathing, and keep your eyes closed. Just imagine the cave you're in, and the treasure that you see. Also in the cave is a dragon. It can be any kind of dragon. It could be a nice, friendly dragon. It could be a giant, scary dragon. There are tons of different kinds of dragons. Whatever dragon you see, that's okay. There's two other things in the cave with you. There's a lantern that you're using. You can see. And there's also a sword. You can do whatever you want with both these things. But I want you to keep breathing. Keep your eyes closed. Imagine the cave, the dragon, and the treasure. You're using the lantern to see these things by. And somewhere there's a sword. Can you imagine them? Imagine what they feel like. Is it cold inside the cave? Is it hot? Whatever it is okay. I want you to keep these things in your mind, and I want you to come back. Keep breathing, and you're going to open your eyes. Keep that image of the cave fixed in your head, and we're going to use this image, and we're going to draw it out. Okay, is everybody good now? You're all awake? Nobody fell asleep? Well, hopefully not. So, hopefully, you all have that image in your head of a forest, a cave, a dragon, a treasure, a lantern, and a sword. You don't have to draw the trees or the forest. But maybe that image of the forest led into what you thought the cave might look like. Using your watercolors and your markers, whichever one you chose to use, I want you to draw these things out. So, however you imagine that cave, I want you to paint it. And then, after you guys are done, you can share with each other if you want to. Show each other your caves and your dragons. And maybe you can think about your cave and how it might have reflected how you're feeling today. When I did this, the first time, I was kind of sad. In my cave, there was a lot of water. There was a big pond in it. And it was a really cold cave. My dragon wasn't very friendly. Maybe if you're kind of mad today, your cave might be hot. How did your cave look like? Maybe that it reflected how you're feeling today. I want you to guys, after you guys have done this, I want you guys to share with each other, and you can, and talk about your caves, or you can just think about it if you don't feel comfortable sharing, whichever you guys are more comfortable with. So, hopefully, you all had fun with this, and I hope this helped you learn something about your emotions and how your imaginations can help you figure out what you're feeling, or help you know how to change your emotions. I will see you next week. Bye!